A shadow of corruption, former congressman indicted again. The political landscape of South Florida is once again shaken by scandal. Former Congressman David Rivera finds himself at the center of a legal storm. On Tuesday, December 17, 2024, a federal grand jury in Miami indicted Rivera. He faces serious charges of violating the Foreign Agents Registration Act, or FARA. The indictment also includes charges of money laundering. These charges carry significant prison time. Rivera, known for his conservative stance and fiery rhetoric against the Castro regime, represented Florida's 25th congressional district from 2011 to 2013. His time in office was marked by controversy, and his post-congressional career has been plagued by legal troubles. This latest indictment casts a long shadow over his legacy and raises questions about foreign influence in American politics. The indictment alleges that Rivera acted as an unregistered foreign agent for Raul Gorrín Belisario, a Venezuelan national with deep ties to the Maduro regime. Gorrín himself faces charges of foreign bribery and money laundering, adding another layer of intrigue to this already complex case. This is not the first time Rivera has been accused of violating FARA. In 2022, he was arrested and indicted on similar charges, alongside political consultant Esther Neufer. This pattern of behavior raises concerns about Rivera's alleged willingness to operate outside the bounds of the law for personal gain. The Venezuelan connection, lobbying and laundering allegations. The heart of the indictment revolves around Rivera's alleged relationship with Raul Gorrín Belisario. Gorrín, a Venezuelan businessman with close ties to Nicolas Maduro's government, has been a figure of interest to U.S. authorities for years. He was indicted in 2018 on charges of foreign bribery and money laundering, accused of orchestrating a scheme to siphon billions of dollars from Venezuela's state-owned oil company, PDVSA. Rivera is accused of working for Gorrín, allegedly lobbying high-ranking U.S. government officials to remove Gorrín from a sanctions list imposed by the Treasury Department in January 2019. This alleged lobbying effort, conducted without registering as a foreign agent, is at the crux of the FARA violations. To further complicate matters, the indictment alleges that Rivera used a network of shell companies to conceal the true nature of his financial dealings with Gorrín. These shell companies, often registered in offshore jurisdictions with lax financial regulations, are a common tool for money laundering. The indictment details a series of transactions totaling $5.5 million that flowed from Gorrín to Rivera between 2019 and 2020. These funds were allegedly laundered through a complex web of shell companies and intermediary firms, obscuring the origin of the money and making it difficult for authorities to trace. Echoes of the past. Rivera's history of legal troubles. This recent indictment against David Rivera is not an isolated incident. It marks another chapter in a series of legal entanglements that have followed the former congressman since his departure from office. In 2022, Rivera faced similar charges of acting as an unregistered foreign agent, once again highlighting a potential pattern of unlawful behavior. The 2022 case, which remains ongoing, centers around allegations that Rivera and political consultant Esther Neufer accepted $20 million from PDV USA, a U.S. subsidiary of Venezuela's state-owned oil company. They are accused of working to improve the image of the Venezuelan government in the United States without registering as foreign agents, a clear violation of FARA. Rivera has vehemently denied any wrongdoing in both the current and past cases. He has consistently maintained his innocence, claiming that the charges against him are politically motivated. He has also expressed confidence that the Trump administration will treat him fairly, suggesting a belief that the previous charges were driven by partisan bias. These recurring accusations of illegal lobbying and financial misconduct paint a troubling picture of Rivera's post-congressional activities. They raise serious questions about his judgment and his alleged willingness to exploit his political connections for personal gain. The ongoing investigations will determine the validity of these charges, but the damage to Rivera's reputation may be irreparable. The wheels of justice, ongoing investigation and official silence. The investigation into David Rivera's alleged FARA violations and money laundering is being spearheaded by the FBI's Miami field office. The Bureau has been diligently pursuing leads, gathering evidence, and interviewing potential witnesses to build a comprehensive case against the former congressman. The investigation is ongoing, with authorities remaining tight-lipped about its progress and any potential future charges. The Justice Department, meanwhile, has declined to comment on the specifics of the case. This silence is not unusual in ongoing investigations, as authorities seek to protect the integrity of the legal process and avoid jeopardizing their efforts. The department's reluctance to provide details underscores the seriousness of the allegations against Rivera and the complexity of the investigation. This case has far-reaching implications, potentially exposing the underbelly of foreign lobbying efforts in Washington and highlighting the vulnerabilities of the U.S. financial system to illicit activities. The outcome of the investigation will likely have significant ramifications, not only for David Rivera but also for the ongoing fight against foreign influence and financial crimes.